What do you got, Coach? 3 things that all coaches need.
Who would you put on your Mount Rushmore of coaches?
New York or the Aces? Definitely going with the Aces.
All right, 4th dial. Who has the tougher job, coaches or officials? If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? But Texas is different. This is the Coaches Co-op, a masterclass in athletic leadership where coaches connect, grow, and share the grind. I'm your host, Michael Prejean, better known as Coach P. Each week, I team up with coaches from across the country to break down the wins, the lessons, and everything in between. This week, I'm back, episode 6 of the Coaches Co-op and WNBA Tay. She is our expert in all things concerning the W. Y'all welcome with your real hands and your virtual hands, WNBA Tay. Taylor, how you doing today?
Great. I'm
Good.
ready. I'm locked in.
Good. I got a great text about you yesterday. I just want to make sure that I put that all throughout the World Wide Web for everybody who will see and watch this. And they were just telling me, they were like, man, Coach Harris is doing an amazing job.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So happy for you. Awesome. Good things are happening. All right. Episode 6, we're going to dive right in. The bracket is set. The playoff bracket is set. So we're going to do our playoff preview today. But as always, y'all see it in the background here, right? We're going to start with tea time, hot tea. So, Tay, what do you have for this week's hot tea?
Angel Reese is she's still the hottest talk of the league at the moment. I don't think there's anything else that has necessarily transpired between our previous episode and today. But people are still outraged about the treatment of Angel Reese and her suspension. They're calling for her to request a trade. They're calling for her organization to trade her. Angel Reese sat out in their final regular season game. It was listed that she had some sort of back injury, but fans are speculating that she wanted to sit out just because she doesn't, we think that we've seen her play her final game in a Chicago uniform. Additionally, a member of the Sky organization came out and made a comment about needing, to get a better roster going in the organization. And now people are even more outraged because their question is, isn't that the same thing that Angel Reese said? So why was she penalized for saying the same thing? So Angel Reese is still the talk of the town. Other than that, that's the hottest that it gets.
All right. So, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about the playoffs.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the playoffs. All right. So final standings. Not going to put anything up on the screen here. Final standings. So I'm just going to compare. Let's compare. Okay. Even though I'm not going to put it on the screen. So we both picked the Lynx to finish at the top seed, number 1. So the Lynx,
all that matters.
The Lynx did finish as the number 1 seed in the WNBA, finishing second, 16-game winning streak to vault themselves all the way from 6 to 2, finishing at 30-14. The Las Vegas Aces. Guess who had the Aces picked to finish second?
You.
No, it was you.
Oh, me. Okay.
Yeah. So you had the Aces at second. So you're 2 for 2. Okay. I had the Aces picked to finish third. Okay. I had the Aces picked to finish third. Very quietly on a 6-game winning streak are the Atlanta Dream. Okay. Mm-hmm. So the Atlanta Dream finished with the same record as the Vegas Aces at 30-14. So again, very, very, very quiet. All right. They're on a 6-game winning streak to close the season. So I had Atlanta in the 7 spot. You had Atlanta in the 8 spot. So Atlanta, I think we just underrated them.
Yeah.
I really think we underrated them. All right. In the 4th spot, losers of 3 in a row. That's not good going into the playoffs. But in that 4th spot are the Phoenix Mercury, 27-17. All right. Losers of 3 in a row. I had Phoenix in the last spot.
Like number 12?
I'm sorry, 8. I had Phoenix. They were in my top 8.
Okay.
They were in my top 8, but I had them at 8. You had Phoenix at 6. Okay. So Alyssa Thomas, the engine, really, really carried them throughout the season. But that 3-game streak, we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. All right. 27-17 in the 5 spot, the New York Liberty. I had the Liberty finishing 2nd. You had them finishing 4th. Injuries really kind of hurt them this year, but they've got everybody back ish. Right. Okay. And they got a 3-game winning streak heading into the playoffs. The 6th seed. All right. The 6th seed, Indiana Fever, 24-20 on the season. Winners of 3 in a row headed into the playoff. I did have Indiana. I had them 5th. And you had them 3rd. Okay. So our top 8s are solid. We know what we're talking about. All right. The team that I have trashed all year long, they are in position to redeem themselves. We're going to talk about their first round matchup in a second. They went from teetering on the brink of destruction to getting that 7 seed. All right. The Seattle Storm, 23-21, finishing at 7. I had them finishing at 4th, even though I dogged them all year. I had them picked to finish 4th. You had them picked to finish 5th. And then the Golden State Valkyries, the Cinderella story.
They were not in my top.
No, they were not in my top 8. To be honest with you, I had them finishing last.
Same.
Okay. I had them finishing last. So they surprised everybody and made it into the playoffs. Again, they're limping into the playoffs. Losers of 3 in a row. So that is no bueno. All right. So final standings are done. So now we're on the bracket. Okay. We're on the bracket, man. The top 8 teams get into the playoffs. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this up on the screen real quick. This is the only thing I'm going to put on the screen today. I promise this is the only thing I'm putting on the screen today. All right. And of course I can't find it because let's see if this is it right here. That ain't it.
It's it.
It is. All right. So there's our bracket right there. Okay. There's our bracket. So we got the Lynx and the Valkyrie, Minnesota, and Phoenix and New York right here, the 4 and 5 matchup. I think it's going to be a really good one.
Yeah.
The Vegas Aces and the Storm, I think that's going to be a really good one. And the Dream and the Fever. Okay, so that's it. We don't want to share anything else today. We just want to let's talk playoffs. Okay, so here we go, Tay. This is how I want us to break this down. Okay. All right, we're going to start with the 1-8 matchup, the Minnesota Lynx and the Golden State Cinderella Valkyries. The Lynx won this series 4-0. So they swept the season series.
Oh boy.
Okay. So here's what I want you to do for us. I want you to give us your winner for this series, who you believe the best player will be in the series, your X factor, okay? And an upset can happen if, okay? So number 1 seed, Minnesota Lynx, 34-2, 20-2 at home, 14-8 on the road, playing the Golden State Valkyrie. Who is your winner for this series?
The Minnesota Lynx is the winner.
Okay.
It's my winner.
Who's the best player in this series?
Naphessa Collier,
Okay. X Factor.
Kayla McBride.
Okay. An upset can happen if
An upset can happen if injuries happen, if Golden State just outruns the Minnesota Lynx, which they're very good at, and if Golden State just shoots the ball really, really, really well.
yeah, I there are no disagreements here. So Minnesota is my winner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Minnesota is my winner for that series. The best player in that series is Naphessa Collier.
Agreed.
Okay. The X factor will be the head coach for Golden State for me.
Okay.
Okay. If she can scheme up something
Mm-hmm.
to slow down Naphessa Collier, to slow down Kayla McBride, to slow down Courtney Williams, to slow down Bridget, can't remember her last name. Okay.
Carlton.
Bridget Carlton. She's got to have something to slow down all of those players.
Every player.
Okay.
Including those coming off of the bench.
Including those coming off the bench. Because if you need Dejanay Carrington to score, she can give you some good buckets as well. Now, the only way an upset happens is if the Minnesota Lynx fly into Golden State. They're probably going to be up 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
And as they're getting off the plane, every player falls down the steps and gets hurt. That's the only way I see an upset happening.
Did y'all notice how I was laughing before he finished? Because he's a jokester. Okay. He started off serious and y'all thought he was, and I knew it was going left.
But that's the only way that I can see.
Similar. I said if injuries take place.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and again, if Minnesota just has a horrible shooting series and Golden State is knocking it down, they're always competitive.
They're always going to be competitive. Even though Minnesota swept this series, swept the regular season series, that doesn't mean Golden State may not be able to steal a game somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. All right, let's go to the 4-5 matchup.
Oh boy.
The Phoenix Mercury and the New York Liberty. The Phoenix Mercury and the New York Liberty. So injuries really, really did a job on the Liberty this year. So, because I do want to point out that the Liberty they're not a great road team. Okay. They're not a great road team. Let me pull up. So the Liberty are 10-12 on the road.
Oh boy.
10-12 on the road, and being the lower seed in this series, that could be something there.
Difficult place to play as well.
Yes. So let's go ahead and jump in. So Phoenix 15-7 at home. They won the season series 3-1 over the New York Liberty. Who is going to win this series?
I'm gonna go on a limb, and because of New York's experience, I'm gonna say New York.
Okay. All right. Who is the best player in this series?
The best player in this series is Alyssa Thomas.
Okay. Who's your X factor?
Sabrina Ionescu is the X factor. Honorable mention, the literal X factor, which is the Phoenix Mercury fans. We talked about them playing on the road. They are like that home crowd. They are an X factor. Their name is literally the X factor. So the X factor, as in the Phoenix Mercury fans, as well as Sabrina Ionescu.
Okay. All right. I don't. This one is hard because it's like an upset can happen but this is a toss up to me, right?
Yeah.
So you got the Liberty winning. So how can the Mercury win this series? The Mercury can win this series if.
I think Satu Sabally. I think Satu Sabally has to have a really good series because we know we're going to get from Alyssa Thomas. You know what you're going to get from her fiance. You know what you're going to get You know what you're gonna get from the shooters surrounded by them, but Satu Sab, and you know what you're gonna get from Kalia Copper as well. But I think Satu Sabali has to have a good series.
Okay, so I think New York is going to win this series. Okay. I just think all around New York is a better basketball team.
Yeah.
The best player in this series is going to be Brianna Stewart. Okay. If
She's been very quiet this year.
If she is fully healthy.
Yeah, that's my concern.
I believe she will be the best player and the X factor in this series. Okay. Now, here's what I see Phoenix trying to do. Phoenix is going to try to muck this game up. They're going to try to make it physical.
Of course.
I think Phoenix is going to try to make this game physical, but New York has been there and done that. Okay. I think Phoenix wins this series if New York is not fully healthy and their physicality makes the Liberty a strictly jump shooting team. So if we don't see Stewie in the post, we know she can play in and out. But if we don't see Stewie in the post, and if we see Jonquel Jones relegated to just being a jump shooter, then Phoenix will win this series.
Okay, I like that.
That's my pick there. All right, so we got the Lynx over the Valkyrie. We've got the number 5 seed New York Liberty over the Mercury. These playoffs are going to be so good.
Crazy.
These playoffs are going to be so good. All right, let's go to the 3-6 matchup.
Okay.
The Atlanta Dream and the Indiana Fever. All right, so 2-2. They split the season series 2-2. Okay, Atlanta is okay. We talked about the quiet 6-game winning streak. Okay, as we head into these playoffs, they're 16-6 at home and a very solid 14-8, which is tied with the Lynx for the best road record in the league. Okay, on the opposite side, Indiana Fever, great home crowd. They're only 13-9 at home and they're 500 on the road. Okay. All right. So who is the winner of the Dream and Fever series?
This is the hardest one because I've watched all their matchups and it has been split 2-2. I'm going to go with Atlanta. I'm going to go with Atlanta.
Because?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no answer. Yeah,
your gut says Atlanta.
My gut tells me Atlanta wins 2 games first.
Okay.
My gut tells me it goes to 3 games. Well, of course, it's a 3 games. Well, wait. Is it? Yes, it's best of 3, I think. So my gut tells me Atlanta.
First round is best of 3.
My gut tells me Atlanta wins 2 games first. That's all I got. That's all I got. I think this is actually the toughest. This is the one I haven't been able to pick a clear winner.
Okay. Yeah. So first round is best of 3. And it's a 1-1-1 format. Okay. So earlier I said Minnesota could lose if they go to Golden State up 2-0. But it actually wouldn't happen that way. In a 3-game series, the 3rd game would be on the higher seeds court.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's the best player? Who is your best player in this series?
My best player in this series is Kelsey Mitchell.
Who's your X factor?
X factor? For both teams, so the X factor for Indiana is Aaliyah Boston. The X factor for Atlanta is Brittany Griner, because Brittany Griner has had a quiet season, but I can recall those first few matchups between the 2 teams. The wins that came from Atlanta were because they were packing the ball into Brittany Griner, and she's dominant, which caused Aaliyah Boston and their toss to get in some foul trouble, and that's how they were able to take those wins. So my X factor for Atlanta is Brittany Griner, and on the other end, Aaliyah Boston, because Aaliyah Boston gives any tall, including Brittany Griner. She gives them problems.
That's good. So the last matchup, the last time they played, it's been over a month since they've played. Indiana spanked them pretty good. So let's look at the box score here. So Aaliyah Boston, not bad. Aaliyah Boston had 19 and 6. Okay. That's your X factor on that side. Brittany Griner went for 10 and 8. Okay. So
and that's the last matchup. So in those first two, I think they were packing the ball into her. So Stephanie White had to make an adjustment.
So
and
let's
that
look
was
at
the result. And that was the result.
All right. So let's look at the first matchup. The first matchup, 1-point win by Atlanta. DeWanna Bonner was still in Indiana at the time. She played 16 minutes and scored 0 points. I'm being really petty right now. I quit. Okay. Brittany Griner, 21 and 8 in the first game. Okay. 21 and 8 in the first game. Brianna Jones, 19 and 13.
Yeah, they were killing. That duo was killing.
Okay. So let's look at the second game. An Indiana Fever 5-point win, very close game. Yes. Brianna Jones had 15 and 11. Brittany Griner only had 5.
I think she was in foul trouble that second game.
Yeah. All right. She did foul out.
Yes.
She did foul out that game. So good series. About 20 seconds left on this one. I'm going to wrap it up. So I think the Atlanta Dream win this series. I think they've got a little too much on the inside.
Yeah.
Okay. A little too much on the inside. And so if you take that away, so you give the opportunity to Ryan Howard and Alicia Gray and Tahina Pow to get loose on the perimeter. Okay.
To Jordan Canada.
So Jordan Canada is my X factor.
Okay.
Okay. She is. So I was watching something yesterday where they were talking about it was All the Smoke podcast. Andre Miller was talking about the death of the point guard. And they were saying that maybe Chris Paul is the last point guard in the NBA. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Jordan Canada, she's a point guard.
Agree.
Jordan Canada is a point guard. I believe she is the X factor. Let me tell you the other X factor. ESPN has put their number one crew on this game. So what we're going to do is Caitlin Clark is not playing. Okay. She is done for the year, but we're going to count how many times her name is mentioned in tomorrow's broadcast.
Okay. So who's the number one crew?
It's Rebecca Lobo, Ryan Rucco, and hold on, I got it right here on my phone. Give me 1 second. Because when I came across that, I was like, okay, this is going to be really, really interesting. This is not even the best matchup of the first round, but we're sending our number one crew. Okay. So your play-by-play is Ryan Rucco. Your analyst is Rebecca Lobo. And the sideline reporter is Holly Rowe. This crew is ESPN's lead broadcast team for marquee WNBA games. So my question, and it's rhetorical, of tomorrow's games, is this the marquee game? The answer is no. I said it was rhetorical, and then I answered it. The answer is no. This is not the marquee game.
This is not the marquee game, but I think this is one of the best matchups. I think, you're down to start, but I think this is one of the best matchups. I really do. I think it's going to be a fun game.
Out of the 4 games that will be played tomorrow, this is number 3.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree-ish.
ESPN, you're after ratings. You just want the ratings. Yeah. Okay. So 2 things we're going to count tomorrow. Okay, everybody? 2 things that we're going to count tomorrow. Shots of Caitlin Clark on the sideline, because this is about ratings. So we're going to count the times that the camera pans to her, and then we're going to count the times that her name is mentioned in that broadcast, and then we'll be back to report on that. Okay. my favorite matchup, the 2-7 matchup. Okay, the 2-7 matchup. The Las Vegas Aces.
I'm most excited.
And your Seattle Storm. So I have dogged the Seattle Storm all year long. They managed to squeak into the playoffs. The last team, literally the last team to clinch a spot, and they hurdle Golden State and they end up in that 7th spot. Okay, so Vegas, 16 wins in a row. At some point, we know we don't anticipate that they go undefeated in the playoffs. Okay, the league is just too tough for that. But 16 wins in a row, 17-5 at home, 13-9, second best road record in the league. You know who else has the second best road record in the league?
Who?
The Seattle Storm. Okay, now what Seattle does not do well is win at home and beat teams who are over 500. So this is going to be a very, very good series.
I thought it was teams who were under 500.
That's what I meant. What did I say?
Over.
Oh, yes, they lost to teams that were under 500. Okay,
Under
so
500.
they don't win at home and they play down to the level of competition, which makes this a very scary matchup for the Las Vegas Aces.
Yeah.
So we talk bad about both of these teams during the regular season.
We did. Well, I've never talked bad about Seattle, but I definitely talked bad about Vegas.
Okay, so both of these teams were on the disparaging end of our comments during the season. Well, this is a great matchup because these teams get to show and prove.
Yeah.
These teams get to show and prove. Okay, split 2-2 in the regular season. Who is your winner? Who is
Y'all
your
know who
winner?
my winner is. I would have my shirt on had I not wore it Thursday to show Coach P, and I forgot to send him a picture. But had I not wore my Storm shirt Thursday, I would have it on today. Yeah. I would have it on today. I have the Storm. The Storm are my winners. My best player is I'm going Nneka Ogwumike.
I'm so disappointed in you.
X Factor is the most competitive player on the court, Skylar Diggins, no Smith. And the Vegas Aces win the series if they get a special whistle, which they will get a special whistle.
So you're saying they're going to win the series?
No, but
okay,
it's very possible.
All right, so I got to disagree with you here. Listen, number one, I hate this matchup. Okay, my preference, because I really do. I've talked bad about Seattle because I like them. So if we go back to our picks, right? So I picked Seattle to finish 4th. Okay, so I've talked bad about them because I believe they have underachieved all year. So I really wish Seattle was 6 or higher, and then I could root for them because I really like the Lynx and I really like the Las Vegas Aces. Okay, so that's why I really, really hate this matchup. I wish that Seattle could move on to the second round, but I don't believe they will. The Las Vegas Aces are my pick. The best player in this series is also my pick for the most valuable player, and that is A'ja Wilson. I think she's going to win her 4th MVP. I think she is the best player in this series, hands down. Okay, I don't think there's going to be a better player on the floor. She picked that team up. The last time they lost by 53 points. That is embarrassing. But she picked that team up, put that team on her back, and that's why she's going to be the MVP. She leads the league in something like 12 categories. Now, I got a couple of X factors. Okay, I got a couple of X factors. My first X factor is Jewel Lloyd. Jewel, they didn't want you in Seattle.
She didn't want to be in Seattle.
You didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
So what a better way to exact your revenge than by sending the Seattle Storm packing. My other X factor is the 6'6" rookie in Seattle.
Is she 6'6"?
Has she grown?
Or is she taller?
She's at minimum, she's 6'6". Okay.
Minimum. This is
At
correct.
minimum, she is 6'6". Now, listen to me. Listen to me. Listen
This
to
is a
me.
great X factor.
If this young lady by the name of Dominique Malonga, the rookie from France, if she gets going, I don't know what the Aces are going to do with her.
I think this is the toughest matchup for Las Vegas.
This is the Storm. So earlier in the season, we talked about what teams had the best chance to knock off Minnesota or New York, because we thought that those were the two teams with the best chance to win the trophy. And you said Seattle. And I can't disagree with that. I probably disagreed at the time because of the poor basketball they're playing. Here's the reason they're not going to win.
Let's hear it.
They're 10-12 at home. And when they get the opportunity to win a game at home in this series, I don't think they're going to get it done. Will the lights be a little bit too big for the rookie? Will the lights be a little bit too big for the rookie?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Is this the same France rookie that played in the Olympics?
Yeah.
Gold medal game? Do the lights get any brighter than that? Will her and her France teammate Gabby Williams, will they have their French connection starting tomorrow? I just think this is a tough matchup for Vegas. I think Vegas, they can get it done, of course. I'm not doubting them. My pick is Seattle. Right? But is Vegas extremely capable of sweeping them? Absolutely. And A'ja Wilson is the best player on the floor. My favorite player in this series, I'm gonna have to go with Agumake. I just think she's a vet and she's so savvy. So this is exciting. I'm also excited to see what Noelle Quinn. I sometimes think respectfully, because obviously she's a professional, that Noelle Quinn gets out coached. But I also think Becky Hammon gets out coached as well sometimes. I think I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
So I'm excited to see what Noelle Quinn does and what adjustments she makes going into the playoffs.
Okay, this is gonna. I'm picking the Aces, but I also
It's so fun.
I can see the Aces getting swept as well. They could sweep this series or get swept. I can see this one going either way, and I absolutely hate saying that.
Agreed. First of all, I'm gonna have to take a nap in order to be able to watch it, which is like, when am I going to get my nap in? Because we have games going from 12 to 9.
To 9.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to Red Bull.
Then you're gonna be wired. So if you're gonna drink that many Red Bulls, then we can just record again tomorrow night after the game.
I have to.
Like, if you're gonna drink that many Red Bulls, we'll just do we'll be like Ocho and Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
Right, and do a nightcap after the game. Okay. All right, Tay. We're just about to the end. No commercial today. Let's go ahead and let's get our Tay's tops. All right, so I already told y'all who my MVP favorite is. Who do you think is going to win MVP?
Listen, I'm gonna try to be quick here, but I have a controversial comment because I think that A'ja Wilson's going to win it, but I don't think that it should be the winner. I think Alyssa Thomas deserves to be the MVP. My question is, what more does she need to do in order to win this award? What more does she need to do in order to win this award? A'ja Wilson's always going to be dominant, and I think I can compare her to like a LeBron James. LeBron James has a case every year for MVP. He has a case every year for MVP. He's always dominant. Mm-hmm. He's been dominant throughout his 20-plus year career. Doesn't mean that he should be the most valuable player every single year.
Even though
he's dominant, he's always going to be that. So when it comes to Alyssa Thomas, my question is, what more does she have to do?
Let me counter your question with another question.
Okay.
What does she have left to achieve?
A championship. So she has to win in order to be MVP. We've seen plenty of people lose and be MVP. We've seen that.
Well, you know what they say.
Mm-hmm.
When you come,
And the Aces, she like Asia Wilson has won previously, but this year her year started off rough. Naphessa Collier hasn't won in years, and she's at the top of the list to be a candidate as well. So what are we like? What is
yeah. So no, I think you're making a great argument. So let's for our listeners, in case you don't know, so Alyssa Thomas is putting up a season that is only comparable. The only comps to the season that she is putting up are Magic Johnson, the Joker, and LeBron James. No player in WNBA history has put up the type of season that she is putting up. Okay. Naphessa Collier, 50, 40, 90. 50% from the field, 40% from three, 90% from the free throw line.
Number one.
She's the best player on the best team. Yeah. And then Asia Wilson. So not only has her team won 16 in a row, she leads the league in scoring. She leads the league in block shots. Let me see if she got her rebounding numbers back up over 10 a game. Yeah. So she finished with 23, 10, 3 assists per game, 2 blocks a game, and over a steal a game. There's only been one other player in WNBA history to do that. Do you know that other player is? Do you know?
Can I have a hint?
Yes. She wears number 22.
Okay. So her. Okay.
She is her.
Listen.
She is the only other player to do that. So the saying is, when you come at the champ, you best not miss. Okay.
Listen,
my nephew is watching. He thought it was Candace Parker. That's a good guess, nephew.
A great guess. Yeah.
That's a great guess. But Asia Wilson is the only one to ever do that. So they say, listen, in boxing, you can't leave it up to a decision.
Mm-hmm.
They say when you fight the champ, you got to beat the champ, and you have to beat the champ with no doubt. And in this particular instance, I would be perfectly fine if they were like, you know what? Co-MVPs. We got 3 MVPs this year because all 3 of them are deserving of the MVP. But as great as Alyssa Thomas's year is, as great as Naphessa Collier's numbers are, when you come at the champ, when you come at her,
no,
it can't be close. And I just think it's too close to not give this to Asia Wilson.
I don't think it's that close. I think Alyssa Thomas's numbers are insane. This is a forward who's averaging almost 10 assists a game, on top of the points that she puts up per game, on top of the rebounding that she does per game, on top of the record that she's helped her team achieve.
Yeah.
Right.
And let's
year with this organization, she has single-handedly shifted the organization, right? I think, again, the last time she was in MVP conversations was 2023 alongside Asia Wilson and Breanna Stewart. And I think that anybody had a case that year, and the winner was Breanna Stewart. So, again, I'm going to say, and I'm going to go on a limb here and say that the MVP race is favoritism-based. It's favoritism-based. I think it's biased. And even if Naphessa Collier wins it, I think she's the most skilled player in the WNBA. I think that she's the best player, like you said, on the best team in this league. 50, 40, 90, that's wonderful.
So
that's wonderful.
But
I do think that Asia Wilson and Alyssa Thomas both have a case over Naphessa. I think that she wasn't as consistent, right, going through the end of the season as those two were.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
WNBA commissioner or whoever decides this argument. Our podcast needs a vote.
We need a vote. Yeah.
We need a vote. So Asia Wilson was last year's MVP. So let me give you the last 5 MVPs. Starting in 2020. Actually, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back to 2016 because these are some names that you will recognize. 2016 MVP Nneka Ogwumike, okay, who is a player in this series. 2017 MVP Sylvia Fowles, recently inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, 4 Final Fours in a row when she played at LSU. 2018 Breanna Stewart, okay, of the New York Liberty. 2019, some of you youngsters may not know this name, but was a bucket, Elena Delle Donne. Okay, injuries, unfortunately shortened her career. 2020, Asia Wilson. 2021, Jonquel Jones. 2022, Asia Wilson. 2023, Breanna Stewart. 2024, Asia Wilson. So who takes home the trophy? We're split here on the podcast. So what do y'all think? Who do you think should win the WNBA MVP? Like, the game is so good. We have no idea. We're split. I think it's Asia. Taylor thinks it should be the engine, Alyssa Thomas. Let me give Alyssa Thomas some love. Man, she's doing all of that with torn rotator cuffs or labrums, whichever one it is.
So what more does she have to do? I'm sorry. I guess that's what I'm leaving viewers with. What more does Alyssa Thomas have to do?
Win a championship.
And if she wins a championship, then there's going to be another excuse. I think that she just doesn't get the credit and recognition that she deserves.
There might be some. I mean, Asia Wilson, much more widely known. Alyssa Thomas playing in Phoenix. Phoenix isn't always on TV, so there could be a little bias there.
It's about, we give Caitlin Clark all the static, but Asia Wilson, it's the same. She's a face of the league. They're going to give her the award. They're going to give either her or Collier the award. I think Alyssa Thomas deserves the award. Boom.
So
I'm ending there.
I saw a tweet this morning, and it basically said that all of these stands are the same. The Asia stands, the Caitlin stands, the
Reese stands,
the Angel Reese stands. They're all the same.
They are.
Am I an Asia stand?
No, you're not. You're a fan.
Okay.
I'm a fan.
All right.
I'm a fan. Okay. Asia Wilson she's amazing. Period.
She is amazing. Okay. Man, we spent a lot of time talking about MVP. Good MVP debate there. Yeah. All right. We know who the rookie of the year is. No, hands down. Who's our rookie of the year?
Paige Beckers.
Paige Beckers, hands down. All right. Most improved player. So we have gone last week, we finally put together a pretty good list for most improved. I saw the AP comeback player of the year went to
Shakira
Austin, who was never on our list this year, but ours is most improved. So we got Veronica Burton, Azurá Stevens, got Gabby Williams, and Alicia Gray. Who's your most improved player?
And Veronica Burton did win AP most improved player, and I think she's going to take the WNBA award home as well.
Okay, so you got Veronica Burton.
Yes.
I'm just, because it's my podcast, I can do what I want to do. I'm going to give Alicia Gray this award because she needs an award. My nephew thinks MVP should be Naphessa Collier. That's not a bad pick, nephew. It's not.
I don't disagree.
All right, so we got 3 different opinions on MVP. Alicia Gray is my pick. Veronica Burton is your pick for the most improved player of the year. Okay, so let's go ahead and stop there. We have to do, and I meant to have it ready for this episode, but we need to do our first and second team all WNBA picks.
Okay.
Easy. So go ahead and get those together. We're not going to do it today. We're going to do it on the next one. All right, we're wrapping up. We're getting ready to wrap up. We're 45 minutes in. So we gave you picks. We gave you predictions. You know what else we got to give you? What we got to give them, Tay? Parlays.
Parlays.
You know, we got to give you parlays. Okay. So, y'all, look, we got 4 games tomorrow. So, we're going to give you 1 from each game. Okay. We're going to give you 1 from each game. Game's going to be so good. Okay. So, let's go ahead and start with the first game, which is 12 o'clock noon Central Time tip-off. Golden State Valkyries at the Minnesota Lynx. We got the best player on the best team. 21.5 points for Naphessa Collier. Are you going over or under?
I have over on my parlay, so I'm going to give y'all over.
All right, we're going over for Naphessa Collier. Okay. The Las Vegas Aces and the Seattle Storm. We're going with she of the many stands, the league leading scorer, 24.5 points. 9 p.m. tomorrow night Central Time tip-off in Vegas. 24.5 points. What you got? Over or under?
Under.
I agree with that. I would go under with that one as well. I think it's going to be some tough sledding for her tomorrow. That's why I have Jewel Lloyd as my X factor there. She's going to have to bring it. She's going to have to bring it. All right, Indiana at Atlanta, 2 p.m. Central tip-off time. Let's go with she was neither one of our X factors, but let's go with Alicia Gray. Okay. Let's give Alicia Gray some love. 16.5 points. Over or under?
Over.
Okay, that's a tough one. I actually have no idea how I would go on that one. I got to see how the game plan. I got to see what Atlanta's game plan is going to be.
Agreed.
Okay, but I do believe that she is going to get her looks. So I think it's going to come down to her making shots tomorrow.
Absolutely.
I think she's definitely going to get her looks. All right, New York Liberty at the Phoenix Mercury. You know who we going with. You know we're going with the engine. 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Over or under? What you got?
34.5. Over.
Yeah. So for the season, she's at 15-9 on points and assists. Okay. Yeah. And then she averages right at 8 rebounds a game, almost 9. So she's right at that 34.5 number. Average wise. Okay. So big game, huge game against the Liberty. So I have her as over as well. All right. So let's do a recap real quick. We did our picks for you. We have the Minnesota Lynx as favorites, not only to win game 1, but to win the series over Golden State, Phoenix Mercury, and New York Liberty. We both picked New York. Okay, that's your 4 or 5 matchup. We were split on the 2-7 matchup. I picked the number 2 seed, Las Vegas Aces. Taylor picked the number 7 seed, Seattle Storm. That's a really tough matchup. Games are gonna be great. Lots of Red Bull gonna be consumed.
Yeah.
Red Bull, we need a sponsorship.
We do. Dang.
Lots of Red Bull gonna be consumed there to stay up and watch that 9 p.m. tip-off. And then we have the Atlanta Dream. Both of us picked Atlanta.
Yes.
Over the Indiana Fever, with the X factor being the play-by-play team. Okay. And then we gave you our parlays. So listen, y'all, man, thank you for joining us here in the co-op. Big thanks to our guest, she of knowledge of all things and expertise of all things WNBA. Thank you for sharing your journey, your wisdom. If you're walking away with new insight, new energy for the WNBA, listen, let's get these WNBA ratings up. Watch women's sports, right? So if we got your energy up for the games, if we got your money up with our parlays, either it be for tomorrow's games or games past, then we've done our job. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Leave us a 5-star review. Share the co-op. Help us grow our audience, all right? Remember, here in the co-op, coaches do what most people can't. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. For WNBA Tay, I'm Coach P. Until next time, y'all be easy. Make sure you tune into tomorrow's games. Don't be a lame.